All right, here we are at 6054 Burnside Landing in Burke Center. This is a beautiful neighborhood, really well-kept homes and yards. There is an HOA in this neighborhood. It's not super expensive, but there are limits on things you can do with your house and your lot. So that's why it looks so nice. But here we are at the exterior. So the siding is in pretty good condition from what I can tell. The shutters look pretty good. These are things for a home inspector for sure, but I'll give you my opinion as we go. So we're going to walk around here and see some landscaping, air compressor, exterior door. All right, so you can tell here that the siding does look pretty good. Let's see here. Back porch. So this lot does not have a fence. It's kind of in a different position. It's kind of, well, maybe not. Anyway, here's the back porch. Excuse me. Slider, pretty windows. All right, we'll just keep walking over here, and then we'll go in the house too, of course. But we got these pretty trees are in bloom. This is called a pipe stem here, if you're not familiar with this area and how they built houses. So you would turn down here and go, that's how they access these houses. So it's called a pipe stem. Beautiful tree right here. The inspector is going to tell you to cut that back from the house a little bit, but it does look pretty. You got a big tree here too. So, all right, that is the exterior. We will head inside. All right, so here we are inside Burnside, and I just walked in the front door. So I'm standing in the threshold right now. You have this nice entryway right here. You can kind of go right or you can go straight. This looks like a big closet here. So for coats, shoes, whatnot. You'd have room for, maybe a narrow shoe cabinet here if you had a lot of shoes. Here was where we'd go up. So this is the kitchen. Lovely kitchen cabinets have been painted white. This is a quartz countertop. You have a sink that overlooks the backyard. Let's see, electric range, microwave here. These are probably the original cabinets. They are an older cabinet, but they've been nicely painted in white, so it's pretty good. This is a hardwood floor here. It's not super orange. And then here would be the dining space. Got beautiful windows right there. And then this has that vaulted ceiling, which is nice. This, you could fit a little bit larger of a table in here if you wanted to. And then here's this living room area down here. The home has been beautifully staged, so you can really get a feel for it. You get that tall ceiling in here. Two bright windows that overlook the front. This is like a back-facing window. We're going to come through here, and it's 2 steps down into this lower kind of family room den area. You do have an eat-in kitchen. And then here we go. So it's definitely colder down here, which is interesting because we only took 2 steps down, but it is cooler down here for sure. So this is painted paneling, and then the brick has been painted here. That's probably a wood-burning fireplace. So you got, nice space down here. You could, might be harder to put a TV in this room, but depending on how many people you need to seat. But you could put the TV there maybe, and then have the couch kind of here. So this slider walks out to the back deck here. So I don't have my shoes on, but I'll open the door, maybe. Okay, so you have a nice deck here, tiered, built-in bench. There is room for a grill, and you could put a table for 6 probably out here. Put the grill up here maybe. You'd have plenty of room. Okay, so now we're going to go down this hallway. This flooring looks like an LVP, and we have a closet right here. Here we have a powder room. So it's got a nice counter, mirror, basic guest bathroom. There is an exhaust, so that's nice. And you have laundry right here, which is lovely. So furnace, water heater are in here also. But you have washer, dryer, and a full-size utility sink, which is nice. Let's see what's in here. Well, hang on. Okay, so here is the garage right here. So 1-car garage. It does go pretty far back, and then you have, it looks like a little extra nook of storage space back here, which is nice. Few cabinets. They currently have a fridge in here, but there's, you know, plenty of room here in this 1-car garage. Now these garages are older and it won't fit like a huge F-150 or, you know, a similarly sized vehicle. So just one thing to keep in mind. And then we have this lovely little space down here that's currently set up as a playroom. So these windows overlook the front, and then this is that vinyl wide plank flooring, which looks very nice. It feels solid. It looks like it was properly installed. It does go through the utility room as well. So we'll come back out here, and then, you know, there's the dining room and living room, and then we'll head up the stairs. So we're coming up the stairs. This carpet has been freshly cleaned. It smells like carpet cleaner in here. It's very plush. I don't see any stains. I would say the carpet is in excellent condition. It's very soft. It's not a cheap carpet. So here is likely the primary. Nice big closet here. So you have kind of a 2-closet situation. So they're both modestly sized, but you do have 2. This is probably really old. Oh, yep. So hang on just a sec. All right, well, you might want to fix that before you hung a bunch of clothes there. But, you know, this is some little TLC. I'm sure it would be great. Through here, we have bathroom here. So it is a single vanity, but you have some counter space on both sides. You have some storage down here. This is a relatively new cabinet that looks pretty nice. This is that same flooring that was everywhere else in the house. And then big 1-piece shower insert here. So that's probably original, since those are almost impossible to get in a house after it's been built. So that's probably the original shower. Lights, the lighting is nice there. All right, so this is the primary right off the stairs. And then we'll head this way to see the other bedrooms. So here is the hallway bath. So this countertop is a little bit older. You know, the sink is showing somewhere. You're seeing some staining here. And, you know, I don't say that to be critical. It's a very nice bathroom. I just, since you can't see it right now, I want to be your eyes and your ears and your nose. So just to point out condition things like this. Nice mirror here. And here is another, this is a tub. So great for kids or guests. This is kind of like a green brown. It's not a super attractive color, if I'm being honest, but it's not super offensive either. So, you know, with the right, you could raise this shower curtain here, and that would elevate this bathroom a little bit. The tile has been redone in this century and it looks great. So this is an interesting choice for a transition piece, but it works well enough. So that's first bedroom here. Pretty good size. Gets a ton of light from that window, as you can probably tell. And let's see this closet here. Nice closet. So probably 4 feet wide. Plenty of room for a little dresser and hanging some kids' clothes on that bar if you wanted to. We're just going to go kind of counterclockwise here. And then here's another bedroom with these 2 cute little windows. So speaking of windows, these look like wood windows. So pros and cons on wood windows. They are lovely. They're probably older, would be my guess. But they look nice. They look like they've been relatively well maintained. You can see the storm windows are also on. So closet, I'm guessing this is the same size as the other one, but let's check. Yeah, it does have a little built-in system, which is nice too. And again, this carpet is really nice, I have to say. It is not cheap carpet. It feels very plush on your feet. So, and then this one is nice here. We have it staged as an office. And it does have the French doors, so it's a little bit different, but it is about the same size as the other 2 rooms, maybe a tad smaller. Nice full-size closet up here. So, and these doors have been painted recently. The walls have been painted recently. This house, you know, was prepared well for listing. Let's take a look at the linen closet. Very nice. So they did not paint inside the linen closet, but you know, that's not surprising. It does look like it's in pretty good shape. So, and this is a pretty big door for a closet, which is nice. You can reach in easily. So again, here, I'll kind of stand here in this little niche area, and then we'll see there's the primary, and these are the 3 kind of hallway bedrooms, we'll call them. And then here is the hallway bathroom. So we'll head back down the stairs and then into this, so this is the entryway here. So there's that coat closet, you have kitchen, breakfast nook, den, we'll call this the den / family room. And then we have the, here's the entryway. This would be the more formal living room, and then the dining area right there.